Assalamu alaikum dear student, how are you everyone? I hope you are all well by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIEVS Homeschool. I am Nasima Akter, Assistant Teacher of Science, National Ideal English Version School, Morning Shift. Dear student, I am going to take a science class for class 7 student. Dear student, our today's topic is chapter 10 and the name of our chapter is Phenomena of Electricity and Magnet. Let's see today's topic. This is chapter 10 and the name of our chapter is Phenomena of Electricity and Magnet, and this is lecture number 13 and I will give you SW. Our SW number will be 10 number SW. So dear student, we will discuss this chapter today. Let's start today's class. This is lesson 1 and 2, Origination of charge. We know that elements are composed of many small particles. It is called atom. Atoms are composed of electron, proton and neutron. It has nucleus at the center which is composed of proton and neutron. Electrons move round the nucleus. You can see this picture. This is atom and this is electron, and the center of this atom here is proton and neutron. Proton is positively charged, electron is negatively charged, and neutron is neutral particle. But it is interesting that the atom itself behaves neutral. Atom is neither positive nor negative. There is no charge in atom. What is the reason? The reason is that an atom contains similar number of proton and electron. That is why atom is charged neutral. When two matters are rubbed, electrons from one substance can move into the other. Thus, the number of electrons can be raised in a substance. Now, let's give an example. A glass bottle has been rubbed with a piece of silk cloth. It will be seen that silk cloth will attract electron towards it. For that, the bottle will be positively charged and the silk cloth will be negatively charged. So, it is clear that no new charge is created because of rubbing, rather the existing change of the matter moves from one to another. Now, property of charge. Now, we can definitely understand that how charge is produced. Now, we will see what types of properties are shown by the charge, positive and negative. For that, we will do the following works. Here is an experiment. For this experiment, here is a work knowing the properties of charge. Necessary equipment for this experiment is 2 combs, woolen cloths, and the method is hang a small comb by tying it with a ribbon on a dry stick. It should be hung in such a way that it cannot touch any other things, like this way. Now, hang one more plastic comb on another dry stick so that it can move freely. Now, rub both the combs with woolen cloth for some time. Now, bring the combs close to each other. What do you observe? The combs are repulsing each other. Now, bring the woolen cloth close to the comb. It will attract the woolen cloth. This is very easy experiment you can do at your home. And here is another experiment. This is for demonstrating properties of charge. Necessary equipment for this experiment is 2 balloons ribbon, woolen cloth or sweater, piece of paper. Method is tie the two balloons with ribbon by blowing them up. Now rub the balloon with woolen cloth or sweater and bring it to the piece of paper. It will be seen that the balloon will attract the piece of paper. What is the reason? The reason is that ribbon, that rubbing creates charge in woolen cloth and balloon. What will happen when first balloon will bring to the second one? You will see that two balloons are going far from one another because rubbing has created similar charge to both of the balloons. Could you take any decision from the above work? Yes, two decisions can be made from this. One number is charges of same nature repel each other in terms of two balloons and two cones. And the second one is charges of opposite nature attract each other, woolen cloth and balloon. Now lesson 3, existence of charge. Now we will prove the existence of charge through an easy experiment. Here is a experiment for proving the existence of charge. Necessary equipment is a plastic comb, a piece of newspaper, and method is take a portion of newspaper and cut it into pieces. Now spread the pieces over a table. Now could you tell what will happen if a plastic comb is brought to those pieces of paper? Now bring the comb to these pieces of paper by rubbing it through woolen cloth, or you can also rub the comb with your dry hair. Could you tell what will happen and why? You will see that the pieces of paper will jump to the comb. Here the plastic comb has become negatively charged by receiving electron from woolen cloth during rubbing, which leads to the attraction toward the pieces of paper. This is a very easy experiment you can do at your home. Now lesson 4. Lesson 4 is conductor, non-conductor and semiconductor. We are familiar with the words conductor and non-conductor. The electrons of conductor can move from one atom to another easily. For example, metals, especially silver, copper, aluminum. A new form of carbon, graphite, is conductor through carbon is a non-metal. Electrons cannot move freely in atoms of non-conductor, but it can be charged by rubbing. Besides, if electron is received or left, it can be charged. For example, plastic, glass and rubber. At low temperature, the semiconductor behaves like non-conductor. It behaves like conductors when the temperature increases. Generally, the semiconductors are solid, but some of them are liquid. Silicon, germanium, gallium, etc. are the examples of semiconductors. Now the lesson 5, producing current, electricity from static electricity. From the previous experiments, we have seen that plastic combs attract small pieces of paper after being rubbed through woolen cloth. It will not attract the small pieces of paper if it is touched by hand. What can be understood from this? it has been understood that there is no static electricity in the comb. Where has that static electricity gone? This electricity has gone to the ground through hand from the comb. The electricity which flows through a body from one place to another or one matter to another is called current electricity. Here it is important to remember that a specific and little amount of charge is produced because of rubbing. This charge moves to the ground just after being touched with hand or metals. The flow of electricity stops when the charge is finished. Thus, the flow of electricity is created for a while. To continue this flow, the continuous supply of electricity from any source should be ensured. We will have more ideas of it later on. Now, we will discuss about lesson 6, simple circuit and its use. The flow of electricity needs a path like man needs a path to move on. This path of the flow of electricity is known as an electric circuit. Generally, the complete path of flowing electricity from the positively charged end of the source from negative is called electric circuit. Generally, bulb and battery are connected with wire in this circuit. When they are connected, the circuit completes. The simple circuit is shown in this following figure. Here is a figure, you can see. This is a simple circuit and this is a key. When we switch on the key, then electricity flow from this battery to bulb. Then this bulb will give us light and heat. And this is a simple circuit. Now lesson 7 and 8, use of current flows. Light and heat can be produced from the flow of electricity. Even various works can be completed through using its mechanism. Now we will introduce you to the uses of electric bulb, torchlight, iron, heater, electric fan and photocopy machine as example. Electric bulb. We all are familiar with this bulb. Two thick wires are placed inside the air free or natural gas filled airtight bulb. You can see this picture, this is an electric bulb. There is a coil of a very thin tungsten wire inside an electric bulb. The coil is called filament. The coil inside is called filament. This bulb produces a lot of heat when it is complete with the electric source, and this filament of bulb emits a huge amount of light. Now torchlight. We all are familiar with two torchlight. There is a small bulb with the battery in torchlight. You can see this picture, this is a torchlight and this is a small light inside it. The light turns on when the switch is on. To spread the light, a glass is used in front of it. Now electric fan. In electric fan, the flow of current is used to do the mechanic activities. Here the electrical energy transformed into mechanical energy to rotate the fan. A regulator is used to control the motion of fan. Now electric heater. Many of us are familiar with two electric heater. There is a round disc made of non-conductor in the heater. A coil of nichrome wire is arranged in the coil. The wire becomes hot if electricity flows and radiates much heat. In our house, this electric heater is used to cook food. And the last topic is here is electrical iron. The structure of electric iron is like electric heater. Here the nichrome wire heats the smooth lower iron made surface. That means this side the production of heat depends on the flow of electricity. If flow increases, that means if electricity flow increases, the heat of iron will increase. So dear student, now I have finished my today's topic. Now I will give you SW. Our today's SW number is 10 number SW. Remember that when you will do your SW, please write down the SW number, and your SW will be make 5 MCQ based on this topic. At first read this topic properly and then make 5 MCQ questions and answer with 4 options. I am repeating your SW is 10 number SW, make 5 MCQ based on this topic. So dear student, I hope you have understood today's topic. Keep practice it at home and do your assigned SW in your SW copy, and you will get 2.5 marks for each SW. So dear students, stay home and we'll see you again in our next class. Till then, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.